You're listening to Passages, a podcast about great quotes, life, and the wisdom of the Bible. And now your hosts, Drew Kaiser, Jason Pulliam, and Tim Layton.
We're glad you're with us again for another episode of Passages. We are doing a little long distance with Jason tonight. He's in the southern hemisphere in Cusco, Peru, for his annual trip.
There he is.
Hello, fellas. Good to talk to you from the other down under.
Yes. Yeah, it's good to hear. I haven't talked to you since you and Taylor left. Jason brought his son Taylor with him this year to the medical trip. And
it's been a whirlwind of a trip. We left Friday from Atlanta at 2 and landed in Cusco around 1 a.m. Saturday morning. And so Saturday was kind of a relaxing day, but Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's been pretty busy.
And you have one more day there, and then you start coming home on Friday. Is that right?
No, so we'll see patients. We have one more clinic day tomorrow, and then on Friday we're taking an excursion. We're going to Machu Picchu. I'm gonna take Taylor there, hopefully, and then we'll fly back home Saturday. And about the time that most people will be getting up for church Sunday morning, we should be landing in Atlanta about 7, I think 6:30 or 7 in Atlanta.
All right, good. So, how busy has the clinic been? Have you seen lots of folks?
Yeah, I think we saw the eye clinic's probably seen close to 500 people in the last 3 days.
That's
so
awesome.
It's been pretty busy. I think the clinic total's probably, I don't know if that came through, but that just came through on my headphones. I apologize. But I had a weather update.
We didn't hear anything.
Oh, y'all didn't hear it. Okay,
No.
good. But the clinic totals we're probably close to 600 people total, maybe. I think we saw, trying to do math in my head, and that's scary, but it's been a good week. We've had a lot of sickness though. Rick that works with me, he's been sick, and he actually did make it to clinic today. He's dealing with some kind of a viral infection. We had a lady today that she missed the first 2 days of clinic with real bad sickness and tried to come back today, and they ended up taking her back to the hotel, and they're talking about potentially flying her home early.
Do you think that's like altitude sickness or something else? Or
I think the altitude, some of it, the food down here, all of you, but Patrick's been down here. The food down here is just super rich. And I think you get down here and you start trying things, and I think sometimes it just doesn't agree. And then, the water's not safe to drink. So if you're eating something that's been rinsed with water or something like that, like uncooked vegetables, you risk getting infection and stuff like that. So Taylor's missed 2 days. He made it to clinic Monday, and then Monday night he started looking a little green, and then he was up pretty much all night Monday night, going to the bathroom. He may have set a new record for flushes down here, and to my knowledge, he flushed no toilet paper. So if there is a failure, I was going to bring that up.
I didn't know if you had to talk with him.
Oh yeah, we did. It's going to be hard breaking us both of that habit of not throwing the toilet paper away when we get back home. Though.
I bet Cassie will break you of it pretty quickly. What in the world are y'all doing?
But so Taylor took two IV bags of fluid last night and stayed in today, and he's been feeling a lot better. So he went out to eat tonight with us, and we went really safe for him. He had scrambled eggs and toast.
Wow.
So we figured that would be safe for him.
Yeah,
but
I hope so.
It's been a great trip. We've got folks that have been on this trip. We started coming down here in 2011. There's 2 of us that's been to all 12 campaigns, and there's a number of people who have been to 8 or more campaigns. So we've really developed these just super cool. I mean, it's like a great big family. We all live in different states, but when we get down here, it's like a reunion, and it's been a blast just laughing, hanging out with people. And then the worship service, everything this year is being run by the Peruvians. There are no American missionaries here that are working and running things. So this is all done by the congregation here in Cusco, and they've done a great job. And the worship service Sunday, it lasted about 2.5 hours, which was really nice. And the singing, it's just really cool seeing this church, this work continue to thrive down here.
Now, is it still, I remember Elvis, maybe just because the name was unique, right? Is that right? Is he still there?
Yeah, Elvis is the minister, and right now he's the only minister that I know of. And then they've got, I would say there was probably 40 to 50 Cuscanians there for the service on Sunday morning. I think there's 34 or 35 of us total down here this trip, somewhere around that number anyway. It's a smaller group than what we've done in the past. The last 2 years have been smaller, and that's been really nice.
Are you working out of the church building, or I know a lot of times y'all go to other places in town or whatever to have the clinic?
No, the church wouldn't, the municipality wouldn't let them do this out of the church building for some reason. The municipalities like to get some of the credit for what's going on. And so they like to kind of interject themselves into these campaigns. And so we are actually working at a place called Parque Cachimayo. If you want to Google it, you can pull it up on Google Maps and look at it. But it's like this big park, and it's got, I guess, what you would call like a utility, almost like a gymnasium there that we're setting up in a multi-use building.
What's the weather like right now?
Usually when we're down here, we get some rain, but it's rained every day we've been down here. We'll get the last 2 mornings, the sun's been out till about mid-afternoon, and then it's rained the rest of the evening. But, highs in the 60s, lows in the upper 30s, low 40s. So it's perfect weather for me. I'm absolutely loving it. And the rain is nice because it keeps the temperatures cool. And, we're in a building, so that helps a lot. We do eat outside under tents for lunch, but, it's not that bad.
Well, good deal.
You picked a good week to not be in Alabama. I think we're going to start getting tornadoes this weekend.
Yeah, I heard Saturday's supposed to be really bad.
Yeah.
I hate to hear that. The Pullum House has been a magnet for those in the past, so I'm hoping they avoid our location.
Tree through the bedroom closet, right? Not this house, but the previous house in Odenville.
So I want to give y'all just a couple words of advice if you ever come down here. Number one, always carry toilet paper with you everywhere you go. Number two.
Did you have another incident?
Wait, number two, toilet paper. Are these related?
That's what I was trying to formulate a joke there. There's a joke in there somewhere.
I should have said A and B. So you should at least carry toilet paper with you. Carry toilet paper with you everywhere you go.
And number two,
at least carry dude wipes. Y'all know what dude wipes are? Have you heard of dude wipes?
I have. I don't like this new trend of men using baby products and calling them dude this or dude that. It's gross to me.
Wait,
let's not advertise that stuff.
The wet wipe itself is gross, or the fact that they call it dude wipe?
The name, the product, if you want to use it, that's great. Let's not put it on TV and talk about all the uses.
Yeah, and I don't want to consider this potty humor, but I don't want to walk away doing this sort of a swish swish, or anything. I'm just saying.
I'm telling you, you are all completely wrong, and I believe Patrick is probably on my side. Because I know of his situation at home. Yep. And, with your fancy toilet.
You guys.
And then
the bidet.
You guys get a bidet. Yeah. They're $40-something on Amazon.
Patrick, I tried
changer.
it, but like most of my home improvement initiatives, I couldn't get the leak to stop.
We need to
send it back.
We need to try it again, Tim, because
sounds like you may need to go to the gastro doctor, Tim, if you can't get the leak to stop.
Life changing.
Oh man.
But I was gonna say, if you buy the dude wipes, don't get the cool mint ones, because I really don't think I'll ever be able to eat Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies again. B was going to be, I have found another bathroom that will not make the clean bathroom list, and it is in Parque Cachamayo. If you're ever there, don't plan on using a stall because there are no toilet seats, and it is disgusting. Awful.
Jason, I'm not sure I understood the thin mint comment. Are you eating the dude wipes?
No, Tim.
I don't think that's what they're for. Oh,
Tim, they smell exactly like Thin Mints.
Okay.
And when you've used them in the nether regions, that smell is forever associated now with that instead of Thin Mints. It's awful.
I guess I get it.
It's awful.
All right.
Awful. Awful, Tim. Okay, I'm taking us in a bad direction. I'll be quiet now.
That's kind of a segue into my segment. I've been finding a lot of toilet stories, especially connected to archaeology. So I clipped these two. This one, the headline is, Archaeologists Use Toilet to Track Down Manor Depicted in Famous Medieval Tapestry. Dating back over 9 centuries, the Bayeux Tapestry tells the epic story of William of Normandy's conquest in England in 1066. One of the earliest scenes stitched into the masterpiece depicts Harold Godwinson, the last Anglo-Saxon king of England, enjoying a feast at one of his manors in the village of Bosham. Now archaeologists think they may have discovered the manor's ruins, all thanks to a toilet. Apparently there is a toilet depicted in this manor on the tapestry, and they found the physical remains of a Anglo-Saxon home. And because this home had a toilet, which was very rare in those days, they have been able to connect this finding with this this home depicted in the tapestry. So, just think about it. In 1066, if you had a toilet, you were among the top 1%. It's kind of like having a bidet today. Almost the same thing.
I think Amazon makes that 1% a whole lot bigger for bidets.
Maybe so.
It's accessible to the other 99%.
To the common man.
To the common man.
Now, I went online and looked at a picture of this toilet, and it's just sitting over a hole and there's a long drop.
So it's an inside outhouse?
Yes, inside outhouse. That sounds like a Vacation Bible School song. Side note, since I mentioned VBS, so I had this surgery called DBS, right?
Oh, no.
Okay, so this guy comes up to me the other day, and he says, "Tell me about your DBS." And I don't know why, but the first thought I had was VBS. So I said, well, it's the second week of June every year. We meet in the evenings. And
he's like, you're telling me you have this thing done once a year?
I said, we go from station to station, and he's looking at me like I've lost my mind, which I had. He said, no, DBS. I was like, oh, I thought you were talking about Vacation Bible School.
I hope you told him to enunciate better next time.
I think it was my fault.
You learn how to say D.
So I bet that toilet has something over the toilets down here. I bet you could drop your paper in it.
Oh, yeah. What's up with that?
It's just a hole in the ground.
Can the sewer system just not handle toilet paper down there? Do they have sewers?
I
think
I'm glad you asked.
Actually, all goes out to the street.
Oh,
see, I'm behind again. You're talking about Peru right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Drew, didn't we decide that when we went to Peru that Peru could handle 4 days of our toilet paper without it?
We made an agreement between one another not to tell anybody this.
Right. But
we broke some rules.
We did.
Some sanitary laws.
And we basically said, come on, if it can't handle 4 days of us, it can't handle, maybe constantly everyone. But if we don't tell anyone, wink, wink.
If we keep babying them down there, they're never going to fix that problem.
That's right. And how do they really know whether it can use? I mean, did they have a citywide backup?
They know. They know.
Y'all set them back 50 years.
Maybe just that one hotel we were in.
Yeah. Sorry, Drew. Go ahead.
Well, so
I interrupted.
In that story, the toilet just was hanging over open air. But then I found evidence of an even older toilet, 1,300-year-old toilet, in an ancient Korean palace.
Oh,
Archaeologists in South Korea uncovered a 13-year-old flush toilet system within the ancient, here's the name of the palace, Donggong Palace Complex.
Of course it is.
Could have been anything different.
No.
I didn't make it up.
No,
Jason.
that's what a thin air cough sounds like right there, ladies and gentlemen.
The discovery sheds new light on the sophistication of sanitation facilities during the Silla Kingdom period. We assumed that this was the Crown Prince's toilet, history's first flush toilet. This toilet drained directly into a nearby river, said Kim Yong-yeol, who led the excavation at the site and is an archaeologist at the Korean Heritage Service. Kim described the find as historic, noting that these flush toilets are the first of their kind in Korea. The royal toilet with river drainage is the first of its kind in Korea. It's absolutely incredible, and it suggests that royals and other higher-ranked individuals in ancient Korea had access to more advanced sanitary facilities. So I found it interesting that this technology is at least 1,300 years old. If you go to the Far East, they were a little more advanced than, well, that's not fair because the other toilet I was reading about goes back to 1066. Wait, no, the Korean toilet is older. Wow, it's late. I don't do math.
Nobody said there'd be math.
Your
in this
VBS
episode.
is malfunctioning right now.
So Korea was ahead of the British Isles.
Got to
in
reset my
sanitation.
VBS.
Tim, sing his VBS a song real quick.
We can't. Unfortunately, we can't reset it until the second week in June.
yeah.
That's right.
Oh, wow. The jokes keep coming.
Anyway, I know a lot of people out there are wondering about toilet technology, the history of sanitation.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
There you have it.
It goes back at least 1,300 years.
Nice.
This has
Tim,
been a problem
is-
that
it
human
is-
beings have had since the dawn of creation.
Yeah.
Tim, is your topic
is.
tonight bathroom related?
It is not.
Okay, I have a bathroom related
Okay.
thing I can say. Go ahead real quick, Jason. We can keep rolling on
I
the
was just
bathroom.
going to say, I don't think it is by any accident at all, though, that was found in a Korean place. Because if you've been to a Korean restaurant, you have needed one.
Yeah. They had a motivation to get on that sanitation issue.
Let's get this
Quickly.
thing taken care of.
All right, so all this bathroom talk, I think I've worked up the courage to tell you guys.
It's just us. So go ahead.
well, it's us and all of our passengers, Tim.
Right.
This is probably the funniest thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life, and also the most embarrassing thing.
So we may have to cut this. is
We
what
may
you're
have to
saying.
cut this.
All right.
If there's a sudden
I
cut
say-
in this podcast,
Yeah.
you know why now.
I say just
I-
let it all out though, and we can edit later.
Yep.
All right, so back in
I know what story's coming.
I've
Yep.
told Jason this before. So back in maybe 08, 09, the company I worked for was rolling out a new major accounting system. And as it was rolling out, everybody in IT scattered out to all the remote offices to have IT presence in the remote office. So the guy that normally covers the Raleigh office was about to have a baby. So I offered to go because this was in 09 because Kinley had been born. She was born in 08, and we were past the newborn stage a little bit later in 09. And so I roll up there and go into the office, do the day's worth of work. And there was always this one hotel that I would stay at, a Hyatt place. Have you all ever stayed at a Hyatt place?
Mm-hmm. Pretty nice, right?
So Hyatt places are interesting because the bathrooms are not sink, toilet, shower. The sink is outside of the room that the toilet and the bathtub are in, and bathtub shower combo. So I get up.
I can hear the discomfort in your voice. I love it.
I'm having a little trauma reaction response right now. So I get up the next morning And I don't know, maybe 6 o'clock or something, getting ready to be there 7:30 for the accountants get up really early. I don't know why, but they do. And I brush my teeth, go into the room with the toilet and the shower, and I turn the shower on. And while it's heating up, I get my clothes for the day kind of out and on the bed, and then I go into the bathroom, and I shut the door, and I jump in the shower, and I realize I've left my soap and shaving stuff out in my toiletry bag, which is not in the room I'm in because
it's on the sink
is out. The sink's actually in the bedroom, so
yeah,
it's just a weird.
It's kind of like a dorm room situation.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
So I jump out of the shower real quick, and I'm by myself, so I don't bother like wrapping up in a towel. I'm just gonna reach my hand out and grab my stuff and jump back in the shower. And I grab the door handle, and the door handle, when I turn it, just the handle turns, but the strike, the thing that keeps the door shut, does not move. The handle has come loose. I would like it to be known I did not lock the door. I was alone in a hotel room. I did not lock the door. So if you've ever seen Final
Destination, you closed it to keep the steam out, right? You closed it to keep the steam from the other part of the room.
Well, I mean, not.
You just
I would close it. I'm not gonna.
Right?
You're not an animal. You're not gonna shower in an open room.
Housekeeping opens the door. Something.
You
right?
close the door when you go into the bathroom and take a shower and stuff, right?
Well, maybe I'm an animal then. I don't know.
So I am.
Or maybe after this story, you'll never do it again.
Yeah.
Right. So
that's true.
Well, I have a moral of the story at the end, but anyway, so the handle is now just free spinning. It'll go 360 degrees, but the door strike doesn't move. And I'm trying to figure out what is happening to me right now because I'm butt naked and I'm dripping wet and I'm standing in this small room that's big enough for a toilet and a shower, and I'm trapped.
But fortunately, you can just call downstairs, right?
Well,
you've got your phone, right?
Hold on. So this was the early days of the iPhone 3G. Do you remember those?
Uh-huh.
And there were a lot of news articles out about how people were ruining their phones from specifically taking it into the room where there's a lot of steam because they weren't sealed very well. So I left it out by the sink. Of course,
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sitting here trying to finagle this handle to see if I can get it to catch the barrel of the, I don't know what to call it, the barrel of the doorknob. And I'm not having any luck. This thing is broke and eventually comes off in my hand. So now I'm standing here with the door handle in my hand and a door that's essentially locked to me.
Yeah.
So I immediately panic. I'm not a claustrophobic person. It's not because I was in a small room. It's because I'm in a room that I cannot get out of and I have no one to help me.
Absolutely.
So,
and you're naked.
And I'm naked. I'm naked and afraid. So after I kind of calm down and my heart stops, you get that feeling in your chest, like just something real heavy. I stop with the panic. I start assessing what can I do. The first thought that goes through my head is, well, I at least have water. So if I'm stuck in here until housekeeping comes and finds me, I'll survive a few days. And the whole time the shower's running, I never turn the shower off because I'm not thinking about the water that's running behind me. So I go, we've talked before, I'm sort of an engineering-minded, mechanical-minded person. So I start looking around. Can I be MacGyver? Can I MacGyver my way out of this? And there's this picture on the wall behind the toilet. And I'm starting to kind of look at it. I'm like, is there something I can use here? I don't know. I'm about to have to dig through the sheetrock, I think. So, I got the handle. Is there something what can I do with it? So I grab the picture and it doesn't come off the wall. It's not like hanging on a wire and a nail. It's on some brackets. So I figure out that I can slide it over and it'll come off those brackets. And then I rip the bracket off the back of the picture. And I'm like, okay, what can I do with this? And then it hits me, the hinges. I can knock the pins out of the hinges because the hinges are on the inside because the door opened in. So in my panic, I don't think straight and I managed to get the top pin and the bottom pin out. And then the door now, is off those two hinges and is sitting weird in the door frame. So the middle pin doesn't come out. And I end up basically destroying this little flimsy piece of metal bracket trying to get this pin of this hinge out.
You're just saying because all the weight was
on that one hinge. And of course, this is post-mortem analysis. When I'm in there, I don't realize
the shower still running.
The shower's still running. The shower runs until the end of the story.
So in post-game analysis, what would you have done differently with those pins?
Put the two pins back in and knock just a little ways, just to hold the weight of the door back up and knock the middle out. Gotcha. I think that would have worked and no one would have ever had to known what happened.
Yeah.
Except for maintenance when they had to rebuild the room.
Well, I'm not really worried about that. They don't have to know I'm standing here naked and
figure out what that guy did with that picture. Right.
So now I'm like, well, crap. I'm trapped in here. I've got no way to get out.
Right.
And post-game analysis also, I'm in the room next to the elevators, so I don't, on this side where the bathroom is, I don't have another room. It's an elevator bank. So I'm starting to think, how am I going to call for help? If I bang on this side, it just my room can hear it because it's not an exterior to my room wall.
Right.
This side is the elevators. So
oh no,
So I just take the handle.
You're completely shut off from humanity.
I'm shut off from humanity. And I might as well be in the middle of middle of a desert or something. So I take the door handle and I start beating on the door of the bathroom. And it's just as loud as I can, as hard as I can. I'm hitting it and yelling help. Because what else am I going to do?
Sure.
And I'm still calculating, can I get through that drywall? And, will the door handle do enough? I can get the drywall through, chew my way out like a naked rabbit hamster.
And you're thinking maybe get into the next room or whatever,
get into my room. I mean,
get into your room. There you go. Okay,
yeah.
I'm with you.
Oh, I would love it if the story ended with him crawling through a hole in the wall to the next room over.
Hey guys,
completely naked. I had to do something.
Hope you weren't sleeping.
It looked like that scene from Ace Ventura when he comes out of the rhino.
Yes, exactly.
World's biggest rat.
So after what felt like hours, it was probably more like 30, 45 seconds. I hear this and I can't do accents, but I hear this Australian voice say hello or something along those lines. And I'm like,
it wasn't Australian because he would have said good day.
Well, he called me mate later. So I don't know. Anyway, so he responds to my calls for help from my hotel door room to the room door. That didn't make any sense. From the room's door. So
at that point, he's outside.
He's out in the hallway. So there's two doors between us.
Did you do the flip the thing over the door?
Well, let me get there, Tim.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
Oh, no.
So he somehow he understands that I need help. I don't think he knows what's wrong. He just knows go get someone that can open the door. And I'm yelling probably, I can't remember now. It's been almost 20 years ago. I'm just now becoming brave enough to talk about this. So I'm like, hey, I'm stuck in the bathroom. I don't know what he can hear, but eventually he goes and he gets what turns out to be the night shift manager, which was what you would expect a night shift manager to be. Just this greasy hair guy who could barely communicate with a wall. I mean, just no idea what was going on. I don't know. So he comes to the door, and I'm trying to talk to them, but we're through 2 doors, and so it's very hard to communicate this way. And I finally just start yelling, "Open the door." So he says, "I'll be right back." And I guess goes and gets whatever the master key is that'll open this door, my room's door. Like, well, you don't have that on you? I mean, anyway. So he goes and gets it, and all of a sudden I hear the door open and then catch on that physical lock,
Right.
And he goes,
"Oh no!"
Yeah, he basically says, "Why'd you lock the door?" I was like, "What do you mean? Why'd I lock the door? This is what you do in a hotel." So he's telling me what he's doing. He goes in, he gets a screwdriver, and he's trying to. And keep in mind, I'm still in the bathroom. I'm still naked. The water's still running, and I've probably dried off at this point, just from air, because I haven't put a towel on yet.
Are there towels?
There's towels in there
Okay.
with me. Yeah. The small ones, though, small hotel towels. They don't cover a whole lot, as I come to find out. So this guy goes, this guy goes and gets a screwdriver and is trying through the, I don't know, the couple inches the door will open, unscrew this thing, this latch,
which is designed not to be able to be manipulated.
And at some point, I'm like, "You're just gonna have to break it and get me out of here." So I don't know what he goes and gets, but he breaks it. Eventually, he comes back and he breaks it. And at this point, I mean, I feel like I've been in there for 5 hours and just I'm never getting out. He comes, he breaks it. I can hear him shuffle in, and he opens the bathroom door from the outside. And by this time, I've wrapped up in the little bitty, basically washcloth they've given me. Not a 5-star hotel or anything. And the door opens about 1.5 feet before it hits the ground. Because remember, the hinges are, I've taken the hinge pins out. There's only the middle hinge that's even, working here. And he's opening this door, and I basically like bum rush past him, no pun intended, in a towel wrapped around my waist, and just get to the middle of the room and sort of look around. Like the room, the hallway doors open with my Australian friend standing there. I got this weird guy standing in my room who wants to now talk about what happened to me. And I assume he's got to write up some kind of report on this, because
he's got a lot of stuff to pay for.
Yeah, the bathroom is just basically destroyed. The water's still running, by the way.
He's got a huge water bill.
and he's standing there asking like what happened. And I look at him and I'm like, "I don't mean to be rude, sir, but I would like to put some clothes on and you get me a new room, because I still need to take a shower." And I have to ask him a couple of times to leave, and I will come down to the front desk and talk to you, because I'm still naked. This whole story, I've been no clothes. So I have this little bitty towel on that I'm holding with, I'm having to hold because it barely wraps around me.
Sure.
So I finally get him out of my room, and the Aussie guy is just, I can't remember what he was saying, but it was like, "I'm so glad I was walking by," kind of thing. He was cool about it, but then left. I get changed. I take all my stuff down to the front desk and get a new room. And I am so, traumatized. I don't even bother with, what are you going to do about this? Because I mean, that's, you can comp the room. I'm not really paying for it, but give me some points, give me a free night. I don't know. I never asked that of him, because I just want out of the situation.
Want to live.
Yeah.
Right.
So moral of this story is twofold. Don't ever lock your hotel room door, and don't ever even shut your bathroom door. And I'm so paranoid at this point, I will roll up a towel and put it in the door jamb so the door can't shut. Because if y'all ever seen Final Destination, stuff happens, and it's not going to happen to me. I'm not
So
slipping
you do that every time you stay in a hotel?
Yep.
You roll up a towel to
And
make
put it
sure
in
the door's
jamb
cracked
of the
doesn't shut.
bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Wow.
A lot of hotels now are going to these barn doors,
Yeah.
which I don't shut when I'm by
because of
myself.
this problem?
Maybe they made a rule. Maybe they made a rule about me. And
I've noticed. I've stayed in a few places that just don't even have a door.
yeah, I've seen that. The barn doors are nice because if something were to happen, I mean, you can like push on the bottom of it and it will move away from the wall for you because it's just held up on the track up top.
Right.
So that's why I don't close bathroom doors in hotels.
Wow. That is crazy.
I love
makes
that
you
story.
think. Really makes you think.
Wow.
I'll never use a hotel bathroom without thinking about you and your towel.
There it is.
Spinning.
I've
door
not
handle.
heard that story in a long time, and I forgot how funny it is. Man.
Wow.
Well,
Okay, so I was going to. I'm going to tell you what I was going to talk about, but I think that I'm going to. Maybe we'll save that one. So I don't know if you guys know it, but today is the 5-year anniversary of basically the shutdown of the world.
I thought about that this morning. Yeah.
Right. So
Crazy.
as I looked it up, and Jason, there's sort of a tie-in with you and Cusco, right? So I mean, when all that was happening, you had just gotten back to the U.S., right?
Yeah, I think we got back like just a few days before the actual shutdown mandate started.
Yeah. So I think it was on the 11th that the World Health Organization declared like a worldwide pandemic, and then everything started shutting down on the 12th, which was 5 years ago today. So so yeah, I mean, you know, I wanted to maybe talk about that, and then maybe we'll save that till next week when Jason's back. Let me give you an update on home renovations and home repairs.
Yeah, I haven't heard
the old dryer, right?
Yeah.
So
Tim the tool man is back.
hang on, Tim. I am. I'm really feeling sad because I told myself I was going to have a soundbite for this.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, there's almost 16 minutes of home improvement footage of just Tim Allen grunting.
doing that. Gotcha. Okay, so you know, on a previous episode, I shared my challenges with my old dryer, new dryer, dryer vent, dryer duct, whole 9 yards. So to for those who may not be listening to all the episodes in order, the quick recap to bring you back up to date is that my old dryer was not drying well. It was taking, couple of cycles to dry a fairly normal amount of clothing. And so I decided that I would do something that I had not done in the 25 years that we had been in the house, and that is to clean out the pipe going up to the roof. And so I purchased the Amazon kit of flexible rods with a brush on the end that you put on a drill, and you go up the pipe and get the lint out, and got a huge amount of lint out. What percentage of the lint I got out certainly remains to be seen. And so hook it all back up, feeling successful that I've solved this problem for my family, and the dryer doesn't do any better, maybe does worse. So we decide, hey, it's the dryer. It's seen better days. It's time for an update. We go to Lowe's, buy a new dryer. They bring it in to hook it up. They take the little flexible thing that goes to the pipe, right? That piece of ductwork, and the one that was sitting there that was attached previously, the guy says, hey, there's water in, like sitting water in this. I can't hook this up. Okay, no problem. So, so the next step was to have somebody, so my assumption is I've cleaned everything out. It's leaking now from on top. So, we had talked about who could help with that. So
And that's where we left it.
Oh, is that where we left it last time?
Yeah. So I haven't had an update.
Right. So I talked to Jason's dad, trying to get some ideas. And he said, why don't you ask Joe White? Right. So Joe White goes to church with us, and he's a builder. And Joe said, my roof guy can help you with that, with the vent on the roof. And so his roof guy comes, gets up on the house. And first of all, he says, you got the wrong type of vent, right?
Oh, always. They're always going to say
not a
something
shocker for this house by any means, right? They probably, whatever was on the truck was going to be the top of this, this thing, right?
But for 25 years.
It worked for 25 years.
Yeah.
So he said, this is actually what sits on the top of like an exhaust from a bathroom.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
So he says, but I think I can just clean it out. And so, he brings it down, he shows it to him. There is lint all up in this thing, right? It's not made for lint. It's made for like stinky air or whatever to escape.
Just a hood to keep the rain from
We had
going
to bring
down
it back to the bathroom.
Right, back to the bathroom again. Everybody's
this is the bathroom
stories
episode.
about the bathroom. And so, he works on it for a minute, and he's like, it wasn't made for this purpose. I can't get up to where all this lint is because, again, we're sort of assuming that, this wet lint up in the top of this thing is what's probably getting wet, staying wet, leaking down maybe. And so, so he says, hey, I don't have these shingles like you've got on your roof. I don't have this color with me. But it's probably, I'm probably going to need to put a shingle or two up there as I do this replacement and put the real correct type of vent that has a flap, sort of like what comes out of the side of your house.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, it's not
on the back of the house.
It's not visible. Just do it.
Yeah.
It's all good. So he does that and goes on his merry way. I'm all excited. Man, I can't wait for this new dryer.
It's the new dryer smell.
One cycle, toasty,
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Did he determine the source of the water?
No, he's not into that. He's just a vent guy.
Okay. So he just replaced.
But we're assuming rainwater.
We assumed
soaked by the lint and
or
dripping down.
or leaks from this vent because it's the wrong kind of vent. Basically, the whole assumption is that I have that I opened up the
solves the problem.
Right, I opened up the problem by by trying to keep my house from burning.
You
down,
you disturbed the caked lint that was up there that was also waterproofing this wrong vent.
Exactly. Right. And so, so he puts the vent on, he goes on his merry way because all he is a vent guy, right? He's not a pipe guy, or a, dryer duct dryer vent guy, right? Yeah. He's the vent guy, not the duct guy.
The vent guy.
All right. So hook it back up, turn it on, cycle runs. Man, I'm excited. Open the door. Wet as can be.
What?
Wet as can be. Now we're talking, so new dryer, right?
And now you're wondering if the old dryer was even broken.
Absolutely. So I call that guy back, and I'm like, I just want to talk it out, right? What ideas do you have or whatever?
And he's busy. He's like, I'm only doing vents, guy.
Now this guy,
you hear what I said?
This guy was very nice, and he said, I've had some personal problems at home or whatever. He said, he went to like the Biden administration. He said, now they've gone to these like high efficiency dryers, and some of them just, they don't dry all that well. They take multiple cycles or whatever, So, I mean, I'm going like 3 cycles, maybe 4 cycles trying to dry something.
Something wrong.
Basically, I'm just throwing it around in the drum until finally the clothes give up and say, we'll dry if you'll let us out of here.
It's just pure evaporation.
Absolutely.
You're basically beating the water out of the clothes.
Right. It's like, hanging it on the clothesline, beating it with a broom. I mean, it's just the same thing. So, all right. So now, so he had, couple of thoughts, we take it off again. So here's what I did. I took it off. I took the flexible vent or flexible duct off of the connection to the wall, and just put a little pan underneath it overnight. Dry as a bone.
Mm-hmm.
Dry as a bone. And it was a night that it rained.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that guy did good vent work.
So he did good vent work, right?
Yeah.
We've trapped from the outside or whatever. But basically, we've got an airflow problem.
Yeah, you're not getting air out.
We got an airflow problem.
I'm surprised he didn't get you to turn it on and test that he could feel dryer exhaust coming
He's just
out.
a vent guy.
Yeah, he's just a vent guy.
Just a vent guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, so this leads me to the next step in the process. So I've contacted and spent some time with the good people who, if they would give me a break on this, could become a sponsor of our show, On Time Heating and Air. You know, the guys with the tiny
Okay.
clocks,
Time
right?
service.
You know,
Yeah.
so they came to the house and
Were they on time?
they
Were they
were
on time?
They were on time.
Or they pay you $59.
They were on time and they saw me coming the whole way. So I noticed on their website. So you guys know that, you know, there's a lot of allergies at the Layton house or whatever, you
Mhm.
know, and I'm looking at their thing and it says, we'll clean your air ducts
Mm.
and we'll throw in the dryer vent service for free.
Yeah.
So I'm
Oh.
thinking maybe that's what I could do. So I said, I need you to come. I need 2 quotes. I want a quote for the cleaning the dryer vent, because they go through an extensive process of cleaning it out, of, you know, testing the connection, of making, you know, testing your airflow. These are the people that I needed. Right now,
Was there any talk about just a new duct?
there was with the on time guy. Yeah, he
Okay.
said that it might take that. But we're going to go with the cleaning. And I said, y'all do that too? And he was like, yeah. So this episode may end with me paying for this duct cleaning and then replacing the duct.
It
afterwards.
may.
It may. It's entirely possible. So, Patrick, I'm going to need you at the opportune point when I point at you to mute. Okay, are you ready?
For me to mute?
Yeah. So
Oh,
for you,
I'll just mute now.
No,
Oh.
I'm going to give you in a
Oh,
minute.
okay.
Right? So
To mute your mic.
yeah, mute my mic.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
Our mics
All
might
right.
pick. Okay.
So the duct work. So just doing the dryer vent is going to cost me, mute it. All right, turn it back
man.
on.
no.
All right,
Oh, no.
but
Wait, just to clean it out?
But there's more,
Okay,
there's-
hang on. One of y'all
I'll
have got to
I'll
text me that.
I'll text you this in a minute.
Yeah.
All right, but Patrick, before you text him, I need you to
Okay.
mute it again in a second.
All right.
But the cost to clean the ducts with the free dryer vent service is mute the mic. 1,042.
Oh, no.
All right.
Oh, what a deal.
So I went with the second one
Yeah.
because then I
Yeah.
get both things done.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But boy, so this thing is turning into, you know, basically my stimulation of the economy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know,
Has it been done yet?
thanks AT&T for the bonus this year, and it's going to be spent. So it's not done yet. They're coming they're coming next week, I think. Maybe the week.
Maybe they'll be late. Maybe it'll be late and it'll save you 59.
On timer will give you 59.
Okay,
That's
so,
right.
so at this
So-
point, they're just going to clean it out. So you've been without a dryer for...
Well, I'm still banging it against the sides until I can get
Okay.
you know like one load a day kind
Yeah.
of thing or something, you know.
Because when
Um,
that new dryer goes out, it'll be under warranty still, so you'll be good.
Are the clothes warm at all when you pull them out?
Yeah. After
Okay.
the fourth, cycle.
I guess they've
looking
diagnosed
across-
the problem properly.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean the guy
they're sure that it's
you
the duct.
Yeah. So
looking across the rooftops down here, Tim, I found an alternative way for you to dry things that we can talk about when I get back home. The clothesline is a big hit down here.
Well,
big hit.
I should really consider this.
When are they coming out, Tim?
So they're coming out on the 21st.
I mean,
and they're
that's next. That's
and they're
Friday
in
of
Leeds.
next
You'll
week.
get the
First day of spring.
Probably by that point. I'll have to wear my underwear inside out, I think, to make it or whatever.
If you put the clothesline up, they'll get the cement plant dust in them, and then you don't even have to ever wash them again.
They'll stand up on their own.
Permanently starched.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you won't be permanently starched. Yeah.
What?
So yeah, I mean, so next step is hopefully they clean it. So it seems clear to me now. It looks like that it's still a flexible duct that works its way up and out the roof. It's not a pipe all the way, right? So, I very likely had that telescoping thing work until I just hit some resistance, assumed that I was at the roof, and I probably cleaned, I might have cleaned a half of it out, right?
Yeah.
And there's still, and then, the guy that replaced the roof, he got what was clogged at the very top, but I may have,
he didn't run a,
I feel like we could take a leaf blower and stick it in the bottom and just blow whatever's stuck out.
Tim, did you ever look in the attic?
Wait, Tim,
and perhaps see if you had a box sitting against the hose?
No, not in this section of the. Yeah, not in this
that part of the house. Okay,
yeah.
Tim, this
is over in the area, Jason, that we didn't floor in. It's over.
Okay. So
area.
it's okay.
This is starting to feel a lot like the kitchen sink plumber guy who walked in with that hose bladder thing.
Oh yeah.
After we him and hawed over it at
yeah.
Going around and around, should we use that? And he just walks in and uses this thing.
And we looked at it at Lowe's.
Yeah.
So to nutshell that story for everybody, we had a clog in the kitchen sink on a holiday. Yeah. Patrick came over to look at it and help me out. We went to Lowe's, looked at this little apparatus that was sort of like just a blowout that you attach to a garden hose.
Yep.
And it was $8, I believe. We looked at it, then we decided, man, we could damage the pipes with that thing. And we came back home. Then we called a plumber on a holiday. Anybody ever called a plumber on a holiday? It's like, yeah, that's right. Talk about seeing you coming, right? I mean, plumbers love holidays. And so, but it would have been better had he not brought in the exact thing that we were looking at. And then he said,
it was in his back pocket. It was in his back pocket. He walks in and looks under the sink.
I think it still had the price tag on it, where he had just gone to Lowe's and probably pulled the one right off the hook that we were looking at.
He bends over and looks under the sink. And as he's been over, plumber-esque style, I kind of nudged him and I pointed in his back pocket, and there's this thing just sitting in his back pocket. And
then he turns around and he says, "Hey, you got a garden hose?" And and I was like, I've even got to supply the garden hose.
Yep.
I've got to supply the garden hose, the water, and I could have gotten that bladder. And so, basically he sticks that in there, creates the pressure. It's like the 4th of July out of the top of the house with the clog. And he says, that'll be $1 million.
Oh, hold on.
That'll be
I knew there was going to be a use for
I forgot about that button.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So, the saga continues. We've never been closer to a solution. I'm just not sure what the solution will be.
So from now on, when Tim quotes prices, we use the censor button.
Exactly. So,
Tim, but next week I'd be willing to bring over a ladder and get up on your roof and see if it's actually pushing air out. And then we can use a leaf blower, and I will charge you
That's a lot better.
Hey, if one of you will text me what he just said he'd charge you, Tim, I'll do it for less.
I'll do it for $5 less.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I
So
won't be on time, though.
that is the plight of the
Oh, man.
of the
that's
Leighton
awful.
household.
So we still waiting for the stirring conclusion of this
More to
epic
come.
saga.
The next chapter, and probably not next week. I think we have to wait one more.
We're going to take a week off next week. Spoiler alert, everyone.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I thought of one other story from down here I need to tell y'all before we jump out of this section. So Taylor, I mean, the boy's been pretty sick and stayed in bed all day Tuesday, most of the day today. And yesterday was in bed and there was a knock at the door, and it was housekeeping coming in to make the beds and change out the linens and all that kind of stuff. And Taylor was basically asleep, kind of in and out of consciousness. And he told them, come on in, you can do whatever, but I'm not feeling well, so I'm not getting out of bed. So they made my bed, they changed the bathroom linens. And then while Taylor was lying in the bed, they stripped all the top blankets off and made the bed with him in it.
No way. That's crazy. I've never heard anything like that before in my life.
Did they roll it? There. Was it like being in a hospital? They rolled him to one side.
No, they didn't change the sheet he was on, but it gets cold here at night. There's these big thick blankets, and he said they like tucked him around him and like got him all situated.
Man, did they leave a chocolate on his pillow?
Did they do snug as a bug in a rug?
Yeah.
They give him a kiss.
Kiss on the
He
head.
said they even picked up. He just told me that they even picked up the end of the mattress to tuck the sheets up underneath the mattress while he was lying in it. He said, I didn't know what to do, Dad. I was like, I don't know what I would have done. I'd have just laid there too.
You talk about awkward.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dad,
I tell you what you don't do is make eye contact.
I hope he had pajamas on.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he had his Cookie Monster pajamas on. So there's no telling what those poor Peruvians are thinking about him right now. They're like, this poor handicapped child, they just left him here all by himself.
Oh, man.
It's
unbelievable.
All right. This has been a fun segment.
Yeah,
wow.
that's a good one.
Love it.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, we don't have a bad preacher segment, so when we come back, we'll bring our passage.
There's a language here, but it's difficult to understand. And the atmosphere gets so thick it feels like breathing sand. I don't know why I'm feeling under fire, and I just don't feel like flying. I don't understand all that you demand. It's like the opposite hand riding. I will always be the same, like action figures in this communication.
Welcome back. It's time for our passage. And this passage comes from someone, I really don't know anything about this person. Pema Chodron. And there's a couple of dots over the O's in her last name, assuming this is a female. Pema. Sounds like a feminine name to me.
Does appear to be female. She's an American-born Tibetan Buddhist, an ordained nun.
She was born Deirdre Blomfield Brown.
Deirdre Brown.
In New York. The city's so nice they named it twice. Age 88 years old.
88 years young. How sweet it is. Brought to you by Smuckers.
We learned that she's both a nun and a Buddhist teacher. Thanks to the good folks at Wikipedia, we see that she grew up Catholic, and then she began studying with Lama Chaim Rinpoche during frequent trips to London over a period of years, which must have been as she moved on toward becoming a Buddhist.
Is that the proper pronunciation?
Could you pronounce that one? Yeah. I think you missed that pronunciation. One more time.
Let me try that one more time.
Hit us with it again.
Lama Shaim Rinpoche.
So they're going to llamas now for
Right.
advice. So Jason, you're in a good spot for that right now.
I've seen multiple llamas down here this week already, but I've not seen that particular llama. I don't believe
the Chaim Pinjochi Rinpoche variant. All right, moving on.
Yeah.
All right.
She had a really insightful quote, y'all.
She may not have done, I don't know what she did with the rest of her life, but in the moment she wrote this passage, she was on fire. Let's just say that. Here it goes. If someone comes along and shoots an arrow into your heart, it's fruitless to stand there and yell at the person. It would be much better to turn your attention to the fact that there's an arrow in your heart. Well, first of all, if somebody shoots an arrow in my heart, I'm not going to weigh what the best thing to do in the moment is going to be. I'm going to say, ow, you shot an arrow in my heart. What'd you do that for?
Some might even say shot to the heart.
Oh no.
And
you're to blame. You know what?
Oh,
you give love a bad
You're to
name.
blame.
Or they might
I
say,
do. I'm sorry.
there's
I'm
a hole
sleepy.
in my heart that can only be filled by you.
We could just do this the rest of the episode.
I'm fairly certain, though, that it would. You're probably not going to say a whole lot of anything, or even stare at anybody when one has hit you there.
Yep,
Yeah.
probably dead.
I think that if Pema, if I may call her Pema, I think if she were here, she would scold us either in her nun voice or her Buddhist voice. And she would say, silly guys, I'm speaking metaphorically here. So I'll read it again, and let's think of this figuratively and act like grown-ups here.
Oh.
If someone comes along, and shoots an arrow into your heart, it's fruitless to stand there and yell at the person. It would be much better to turn your attention to the fact that there's an arrow in your heart.
So what do we take from this, right? Do we take that is the metaphor that if someone hurts you in a major way, that our focus should be more on the hurt than the person who inflicted the hurt?
Yeah. So we came to this because I was looking at our topics, and we have not discussed, according to my arrangement, my organization, we have not discussed any quotes on emotions. And so the arrow to the heart is the hurt feelings. So she's lining this up, kind of like what you just said, Tim. You got two things you can focus on. You can focus on the person that hurt you, or you can focus on the hurt. And I think by focusing on the hurt, you're focusing on healing and coping with the hurt, or maybe recovering from it. And the whole time, here's the way I take it. The whole time you're focusing on the other person, you're not getting better.
Right. The hurt
you're
maybe
re-wounding
growing,
yourself.
right? becoming fatal to you, maybe even.
Yeah.
But sometimes
you're not pulling the arrow
feel,
out. It's still in there.
It does feel really good sometimes, though, to yell at that person when they've hurt you, though. But you've got to figure out why that hurt is there, because the hurt's there because of something personal, I guess.
Yeah.
But it does, man, it's hard not to yell at the person, because when I get hurt, I want to get angry. That's my first response.
Well, I wonder if this is just one of those, I mean, it's a very interesting saying, but it's one of those that may be a little bit too cute, because can you always separate the hurt from the person that inflicted the hurt? I mean, Jason, you said something about you got to ask why it's there. Well, that person has a lot to do with why that arrow's in your heart.
That's true.
So as you're trying to sort out how to remove the arrow, you might have to go talk to this person and understand them and find that you are partially responsible, or maybe fully responsible for the wound that you have.
And if we get further away from the arrow metaphor here, and more just into to hurt inflicted from one person to another, perhaps the only way to deal with that hurt is through interaction, right?
Mm.
I mean, it's not that I can focus on, how do I deal with making this hurt go away? Well, that hurt, the only connection of that hurt's existence may be, to your point, to the person who inflicted the harm. And so the only way to make it go away is to begin to resolve it with that person, right? It's like, so when you talk about something like an arrow, you would say, well, pull it out and,
don't do that.
or don't pull it
out.
out.
Pull it out.
Or
break it off.
Break it off.
Call 911.
Finish the job, push it all the way through.
I guess.
I don't think you do that
But then
either.
it's out again, right? Just in the opposite direction.
Yeah, you push it the rest of the way through. You cut the feather part off.
Is that it?
You're
Yeah.
good.
You're good?
Good to go.
All right.
You might have hit a spleen or something, but you don't need those.
Okay, I'm going to take us back from the literal to the figurative for just a moment.
Welcome
Keep
back.
going to literal. Sorry.
It does remind me a little bit of a quote I think we did on the podcast by Viktor Frankl that talks about the space between stimulus and response, and in that space we find our ability to choose our response, or we have our power to choose our response. And I think there is something to it there, that when you are hurt, our first response, or just our gut response, is to always lash back towards the person that's hurting us. And sometimes just having a pause there and figuring out where does your attention need to be focused, I think that may be some of what she's trying to say. Or I may be overthinking it, which, sometimes we tend to do.
No, I think you're right on top of it. And I think we always overanalyze these, which is what we do here.
It's our job.
What she's not talking about, she's not saying don't try to resolve your issues with broken relations. She's not saying if somebody hurt you, never have anything to do with them again. Yeah. What she's saying is many of us focus on revenge to our own harm. That's the kind of interaction she's saying she's discouraging, is getting even,
right.
Revenge, anger,
exactly,
bitterness, resentment. None of that is helpful, to use her word. It's fruitless.
So the scripture comes to mind, Romans 12:17, repay no one evil for evil, but give thought to do what's honorable in the sight of all, right? We're not trying to, and so, if the first thought is, how can I get past this hurt that I'm dealing with, and not how can I repay evil for evil? That's a good thought, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a biblical thought of how we should react when we're harmed. Don't try to repay evil for evil, which is human nature.
Yeah, don't make revenge a priority, or don't even put it on your list. But she's talking about the problem of people prioritizing revenge number one, my health number two. And people often seek revenge and give sway to anger to their own hurt.
I do think we're also thinking of this quote as the hurt or the arrow being a negative attack. Sometimes that arrow is just somebody revealing the truth to you, telling you the truth about your behavior or your actions or what you're doing. And sometimes it's a lot better to turn our attention to the fact that, hey, what they're saying is true, instead of trying to respond in anger towards them or lashing out because they have pointed out some flaw. I mean, those arrows, the arrows from a friend telling you the truth about something they see in your life, they can be just as painful as somebody making up a lie about you. But how you respond to those says a lot about your chance of healing, and about maybe even your level of how much you've actually dealt with that truth in your own life.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think, like most of these quotes, it comes down to personal responsibility in the end. What do you have control over?
I agree.
You can't control that other person. You can't change them, make them do something they ought to do, make them repent or ask for forgiveness. You don't have control over them. You do have a little control over yourself. So do what you can do and depend on God for the rest.
And, using the word control, right? A lot of that is about exhibiting self-control, right? So we're in situations where, we have interactions with other people, and we're going to be harmed from time to time. And so one of the things that we need to work on is the self-control, not to immediately lash back to someone who's done something to us, right? Develop that control that, at a minimum can keep us from that repaying evil for evil until, we can sort of resolve, hey, what's happened to me here, work on that feeling. And then, maybe it is that, then we need to deal with, the person that's inflicted that wound, try to resolve problems. But I think self-control plays a big role in this for not just lashing out.
Another thing to consider is we started out talking about intentional arrows, people meaning to hurt you. Jason brought up the good point about, confrontation with problems that you need to deal with, being hurt by the truth. And then there's another category of unintentional arrows where maybe you misunderstood that person. Maybe they did not mean, maybe there's something they didn't know. Maybe they didn't mean to hurt you. Maybe they love you and they're a friend and you got hit by some friendly fire. And you need to look inward and ask yourself, why am I so sensitive? What in my history has led me to distrust people? Why do I seem to always be getting hurt? Why do I think life is not fair for me and everybody else always gets a break? Why am I locked in this pattern of hurt? I mean, that again, that's more take responsibility for the way you're feeling.
You can always assume good intentions too.
Right. That's always the best thing to do. I mean, that's what love does according to the Bible. Believes all things, that definition in 1 Corinthians 13, I believe that's what that means, is what Patrick just said. Bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Believes all things means believes the best in the other person. And that's a choice you make. And it's not an easy one.
If you go back to just the idea of revenge, this is sort of a silly illustration. Did you guys ever watch there was a show on ABC, like a drama, and the title of it was Revenge.
Mm-mm.
It was probably maybe 5-7 years ago, something like that.
2011.
Okay, so it's really, really popular show. It was, when people still watched network TV. And the gist of it was, if I remember it correctly, there was this young girl who was sort of the star of the show, like a young adult, maybe 30 years old. And she came back to this island where she had grown up. And I want to say that her parents were mistreated or, maybe even killed. I don't remember exactly, as she was a young child. And basically she came back to inflict revenge on all of these people that had been part of this. And, the show starts and, she's basically trained all of her life, like to become, a ninja or whatever. I mean, she's got all these skills that have equipped her to exercise this revenge. Right. And so you watch it and you're sort of rooting for her and you're enjoying these people getting theirs or whatever. And so that's like episode, 1, 2, and 3. And then what you begin to see is that, eventually her hunger can never be completely resolved, right? That revenge in and of itself can never be exacted.
Mm-hmm.
And so she keeps going, and then it begins to, it was almost like we were watching the show and we almost got tired of watching the show eventually, because it went from like she was the good person at the beginning, giving people what they had coming to them, and then very soon she becomes like the bad guy, right? Because she's doing all the things that people have done, had done to her or her family or whatever. Like I said, it's sort of a silly illustration, but it was very interesting in that revenge just never works.
Yeah.
This makes me think of a quote from The Dark Knight. You either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain. It's kind of what you're describing. When you're doing this revenge thing for so long, you start air quote.
That's right.
It changes you.
Yeah, you start air quote enacting revenge on people who you don't owe revenge to, and it starts spreading and becomes a sort of like a
consumes
disease.
You.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to go back to Romans 12. Tim was there a minute ago, because I know, if Hollywood wants to make a movie that's really popular, they'll make it about revenge. Movies about revenge are, we love them. We're entertained by them. The victim that's seeking revenge, we're always on his side.
Root for the little dog.
Liam Neeson and
Underdog.
Taken, go after him, go after them. John Wick, kill them all. We just love the violence, and our bloodlust for revenge is apparent in the way that the entertainment that we like, that we enjoy. And then I go to Romans 12, and verse 18 says, if possible, so far as it depends on you, live peaceably with all. Beloved, never avenge yourselves, but leave it to the wrath of God. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord. To the contrary, instead of revenge, if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he's thirsty, give him something to drink, for in so doing, you will heap burning coals on his head. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. So we've been made in the image of God, and God is just. That part of us, that appetite for revenge, it starts out in a good place. It's our appreciation for justice. We all long for justice. We all long for what's fair. The problem is, none of us is in the position of judgment.
That's right.
We're not qualified to seek revenge. And when we do, it's a lack of faith in God. It's an act of disbelief. We're saying, well, God's not going to take care of this, so I got to take it into my own hands. And Paul's saying, people of faith, never avenge yourselves, because you serve a righteous judge who will take out vengeance on your behalf, and he will put the world to rights, and everything will upside down will be right side up one day.
And instead, we're given a number of very difficult commands, like love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you.
The opposite of going after the person who shot an arrow in your heart. The exact opposite. And it may not be the same thing. Maybe we should think about this. Is it the same thing as paying attention to the arrow in your own heart? I'm not sure. That could turn into self-pity, I don't know. I'm not talking over you, am I, Jason? Are you trying to say something?
No, not at all. I'm just listening.
Yeah, so it's something to ponder. I really like this quote. I just wish I had more on what does it mean to turn your attention to the fact there's an arrow in your heart. Is that good advice? I think that we need to take care of ourselves as much as we can.
But there's other things to do besides just looking at the damage to yourself, right? Because as we've talked about, there's other things we need to do, right? One is not seeking revenge or repaying evil, but it is to resolve our conflicts with others, and it is to do good for people who don't necessarily do good for you, because that's what God expects from a Christian, and leave the judgment to Him.
Yeah.
Well, and we've said it on this podcast before, hurt people, and sometimes we don't see the invisible burdens that people are carrying on their back that lead them to lashing out and trying to hurt. And sometimes the way we respond to that, if we can respond to that with grace and mercy, sometimes we can help them heal, but we can also allow ourselves to heal a little bit, because when we take offense to something or we're hurt by something, there's usually, even if it's off the wall, there's usually some nugget of truth that makes it hurt to us. Because if we know it to be completely untrue, we just let it bounce off. But if it hurts us, then there truly is some nugget of truth there, and maybe we can help ourselves and others grow through that if we can respond in a loving way and not in a hateful, angry, yelling way.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And we're talking about the real difficult stuff here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is reacting to those that harm us, right? These are the kind of things that the world would say, "Why are you such a doormat?" Right? I mean, why don't you just let people run over you? Stand up for yourself. Be a man.
Right. It's not, you're not respected for following Romans 12.
Right.
And loving your enemies.
Yet the greatest man that ever walked the face of the earth humbly accepted all kind of torture and ridicules and persecution, and went about it peacefully in a meek manner, showing love throughout the whole process and never sinning in his response to it. I mean, and that's the example we need to be living in. And it's hard because we do have those emotions, but Christ had those same emotions. But he was able to temper them. And yes, he was fully God, but he was fully man. He was hurt by Peter when he denied him. He was hurt when Judas, who was a friend he shared meals with, betrayed him.
Yeah, no one took more arrows than he did.
No, and his response was not to lash out in anger, and he had it right at times to do that. But he continually returned to God's word, even when being persecuted by, the chief priest there before he is crucified. He's quoting God's word in response to what they're doing to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, we'll have to explore this area of emotions more. It's something I was surprised when we went through our list and I saw we haven't been talking about our feelings. We need to do that more, Tim.
Let's get in touch more with our feelings.
So we'll do that more.
Well, we are men, so we do try to avoid talking about them as much as possible.
Well, I think this has been really cool that you've been able to join us from Peru. We did this with Jason from Peru through Zoom back when we lacked the technology that we have now. And I think somebody left a comment on that episode that said, it sounds like Jason's talking from Peru. So this, in my headphones tonight, this sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we got a good connection. You were able to join us. And
absolutely.
Hope you guys have a good rest of the campaign tomorrow. Right. And, that hope Taylor's 100% to get to enjoy Machu Picchu. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah. I think we're going to have a great trip. Yeah, I do too. But, I guess if you're going to come to Peru, you need the full experience. And he can say he has it now. So.
That's right.
What's that place over there with all the steps? What do they call that? You going to do that one? You going up the...
No.
Huayna Picchu?
No.
Huayna Picchu, yeah.
Huayna Picchu, no. No, I will not be doing that at all.
Come on,
No.
Jason. You can do it. I bet they'll give you a pen if you get to the top of it. And if you don't,
You know what?
you'll die.
I'll just look for one on Temu and order a pin there.
All right.
And I'll be okay.
That'll work.
So,
You better get it in before the tariffs hit.
that is true.
All right.
Gentlemen, thanks for letting me jump on. Y'all have a great night.
All right, man.
You too, Jason. And we're going to jump off this podcast, but we are always, man, I'm so bad at ending these things. What do I say?
Bye.
Just bye. We are going to take a break next week.
Yep.
Patrick and I are going to be up at Freed Hardeman for the lectureship. And seems like somebody else was out of pocket. It's just Patrick and I are the guys that know that
you're our technical support.
Technical support
Tim
will be
and
out
I
of
are
town.
We're just pretty faces.
Tim and I are we're just the talent. Yeah, we're the talent.
You
We're
guys
not
will
the
shine
technical
when we get
people.
video.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yeah, only because we're balding and we have greasy skin.
I'm already purchasing pancake for my head when we go video. So
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let me take another stab at ending this podcast. So thank you for listening to Passages. We'll see you next time.
Follow us on Instagram at passages_podcast. And join us next time on Passages.